Afghanistan is a disaster zone right now. But one writer at New York Magazine complains the media manufactured Biden's political fiasco in Afghanistan, writing in the article, America's withdrawal from Afghanistan is thus far proceeding with relatively little chaos and tragedy.
Exactly.
And talks about how no American so far has been killed.
Little chaos. Okay. Former White House press secretary and Arkansas Republican gubernatorial candidate Sarah Huckabee Sanders is here to react. Good morning to you, Sarah.
Good morning. Thanks for having me on.
Okay, so I wrote down some of the stories that we've been covering. The 2-year-old baby was trampled on and killed trying to get to the airport. A woman was killed for not covering her head. People have been punched. People have been whipped. They're not able to leave. And this writer says no chaos or little chaos.
People falling thousands of feet to their death off the fuselage of a cargo jet.
That's right. What do you say?
If I hadn't experienced firsthand the absolute absurdity of the mainstream media so much, I would find this hard to believe. Unfortunately, it's not. But not only is this not a manufactured crisis, and let's be very clear, the mainstream media is very good at manufacturing crisis. They did it nearly every single day during the Trump administration. That is not what is taking place in Afghanistan. It is an absolute disaster solely at the hands of the Biden administration. They have put American lives at risk. They have put our national security at risk, and they have shown just the complete and utter weakness and incompetency of this president. And the fact that someone is trying to call this a manufactured crisis when we can see with our own eyes every single day the horrific stories coming out of there is not only appalling, but it's irreprehensible to say something like that when this is taking place at the hands of this American president.
Well, Sarah, you know, it's great that reporters are finally doing their jobs. And this particular guy from the New Yorker, who apparently doesn't have a problem with what is going on, he calls out the New York Times, NBC, CNN, and CBS for making the administration essentially look bad when they shouldn't be, because at one point he refers to, he concludes the piece by criticizing America's bleeding heart correspondents.
I'm just frankly shocked that the New York Times and CNN and others are actually holding Biden's feet to the fire. Now, I think they could go a lot further in talking about what is fully going on the ground in Afghanistan, the national security threat that we are now under due to the absolute failure of this administration. And I hope they'll continue to tell this story, because it is, I think, one of the most tragic situations that we've had at the hands of the American government in a really long time.
Right. This is worse than Vietnam, no question. And Sarah, how's your run for governor going?
It's going excellent. Things are going extremely well. We continue to keep fighting. Frankly, one of the reasons I'm running is because of the failed leadership in Washington does not represent the greatness of this country. And we need strong conservative leaders that are willing to step up, continue calling out this administration, and make sure that they can't just run rampant without accountability and people pushing them to do better and to serve this country the way that it should be.